Hello, world. My name is Stephen Walker, and welcome to A Walker in the Woods. I am now on day 5 of my carnivore journey, renewed journey, as I have done carnivore for the last year, but only about 85%. So, this month of November, the last 20 days will be basically, primarily, mostly beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, and I've so far stuck to that, and I'm doing very well on it. Made an excellent steak, found a nice new method how to do it, just by surfing through some videos. The air fryer, if you don't have an air fryer yet, I definitely suggest that you get one. We have a Ninja, my wife and I, and then so I don't have video, I don't have photos. I don't really do that, not yet, anyways. A lot of people out there are doing it. But basically, yeah, you just stick it in the air fryer for 4 minutes. After you salt both sides, you stick it in the air fryer for 4 minutes. I think I can't remember the temperature, but mine, I just put it on at 200 Celsius. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit. Then you flip it and do 4 more minutes, and then you take it to the skillet and you heat the skillet up very hot, so it basically sears the outside. Put a bit of butter in there, sear one side for about a minute, flip it, 1 more minute, and then the key thing that I have never really done until I watched Carrie Mann, one of his videos just recently, and he says to put it on a drying rack or a cooling rack, I guess, and for about 10 minutes. And in the video I watched, they also said put it on that drying or cooling rack. That way the moisture stays inside the steak and it doesn't go out onto the cutting board. So yeah, I had my first proper full meal last night, and that was a nice steak, and I think I had three eggs, sunny side up, and I was able to eat it all because I had finished a 10-day water fast 5 days previously, and my stomach just hasn't been up to a substantial meal yet, but I think I'm back on track now. Feeling good, and bowel movements, not a lot, although I have been eating carnivore for the last 5 days. But yeah, the bowel movements are small, but consistent, generally morning. So that just goes to show me that my body is absorbing most of the nutrient that I'm putting into it, the protein. So I have a PPT that I'm going to share. So this is my MOVEmber challenge, and I am on day 5 of the 20-day carnivore diet, and I presume that I will be going much further than this, although I'll probably add a few things in, primarily chicken. What else? I've been off coffee for the last 15 days, and I don't miss coffee. So I'll see how long I can go, but I do like coffee. I'm not 110% carnivore, you know, and probably some cheese as well. I like to make a good omelet in the morning and a bit of cheese, and that omelet really turns eggs into an omelet. Without cheese, you don't have an omelet. But today I want to talk about my top 3 carnivore YouTube channels that I recommend. There are many, many, many out there, and I would like to say that it was difficult to choose, but it wasn't. These 3 are very different from each other, and if you are new to carnivore, these 3 will give you a very good overview of what carnivore is about, where it's heading, and how it affects the human body. And then we'll take a quick look at my in-body fit metrics that I did this morning. So My recommendations, and if you have other recommendations, please put them in comments below. And there are many. There are many great ones out there. But my numero uno, my number one has to be Dave Mack and his No Carb Life site. He has 81,000 subscribers. He's hoping to hit 100,000 by the end of the year. So if you haven't subscribed to him, please do so. His work is invaluable to this community and to science because he interviews regular people. Probably, it seems like 1 to 3 videos a day almost. He's a prodigious fella. At least one a day, often two, maybe three, but he's constantly uploading new videos. His videos last about an hour, anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, a little bit more. And all it is him listening. He doesn't really even interview, and that's a good interviewer, is someone who can listen. I'm a teacher here at a university, and I always tell my students to be a good conversationalist, you must, number one, first and foremost, be a good listener. And he does that exceptionally well. So he allows his guests to speak, and his guests they range anywhere from nutritionists, blue collar, white collar, across the gamut. And I've been on his show twice. And he's very easy to talk to. And if you are a carnivore with an interesting story or a not so interesting story, I recommend you contact him. You can find his email here at his website or his YouTube site anyways. But why is his work so valuable? Because it's all anecdotal. It's anecdotal evidence. It's just people telling their life story, their hardships, their diseases, their ailments, their issues, their anxiety before carnivore, and then they describe what happened when they started going carnivore and how it has affected them. And so if you were to take all of those videos and dissect them and put mark down the numbers, turn it into a scientific journal, that could literally change the way people look at what carnivore is and how people eat in the future. So please support him. Number two has to be Dr. Ken Berry. He has about 3.4 million subscribers. He's probably the most well-known of the carnivore doctors, along with Chafee and Baker. And I can't remember all the names, but there are many. Not that many, but there are some notable ones. But Ken Berry in particular, he's a very likable dude, very down to earth, and he's an MD. And before his carnivore journey, he was also obese and going towards the diabetic lifestyle. Yes, as a doctor. And then he went keto, and then he finally went carnivore and hasn't looked back. So he's a very strong advocate for this community and this way of eating. He's humorous, intelligent. His wife is often on their videos, their live chats with their group. And I believe she's a nurse or was a nurse. So both are very knowledgeable, helpful, and supportive. So if you haven't subscribed to him, please support him. And then third is Homestead Hal. So this is Kerry Mann. He started out his website as a homestead do-it-yourself channel. He has chickens, he lives in the country, and yeah, basically Homestead Hal is about a family of 6. He has triplets, three daughters, and one older daughter, so four children and his wife who left the city to live and grow on 20 acres. So he has 275,000 about subscribers, and his channel is extremely important. Again, he offers these days. I haven't seen any homestead videos. Since he turned carnivore, he found his passion in life, and that is promoting this way of eating, to the point that he's making a documentary professionally done, and he's been interviewing a lot of people around the country and even into Canada. I don't know if he's traveled overseas, but he's gone up to Alaska and visited a man named Bill Knott, who was upwards of 700 pounds until they both met, and Carrie supported and supports Bill, and Bill is, I can't remember the weight that he is now, but over a year, I think, on carnivore, and he's dropped, he's down to maybe 400 some odd pounds in 1 year, and that's amazing. So Bill Knott's another one that you should check out if you haven't. But Carrie Mann and Homestead How, he has a lot of interesting videos. He also does a lot of cooking and eating. And the documentary, I believe, is scheduled to be released sometime maybe next year. It's a lot of work, and he needs a lot of support because it's a homegrown type of way. It's grassroots, basically. And as a Peace Corps volunteer, I can respect that. Grassroots is basically you're not relying on money from above. You're not looking for daddy. You're doing it yourself with the help of everyone on the ground. So the more boots on the ground that can support him either financially or subscribe or reach out and offer any kind of assistance that he needs, I'm sure that he would appreciate it, but he's probably overwhelmed by now with all of the support that he has been getting. His story is interesting. He was also overweight and severely depressed. So much so that even though he had 4 children, he often describes himself being in such darkness that he couldn't get up off the couch. And he has a basket of medication that he used to be on, that he often shows on his videos. And now, after carnivore, he's not on any. But he keeps that basket of medication, the bottles, to remind himself of where he came from and who he was. And just because that's who you were doesn't mean it is who you are or who you can be. So that's a very important lesson that he teaches in his videos. So much respect to him, much respect to Dr. Barry, and to Dave Mack. These are the top 3 that I listen to the most, but that doesn't mean that they're the best, just that these resonate with me the most, and they're different in the way that you can glean something new from each of them, daily or weekly, however often you decide to watch a carnivore channel. So again, if you have any other recommendations, please drop a comment in below, and I will check it out, and I'll let you know if I've seen it or followed it. Obviously, beef, butter, bacon, egg. No, what's the beef? I can never remember her name. The butter, bacon, the girl, the Asian girl, beef, butter, bacon, egg girl. I'll get back to you on that one. And then who else? Bill Knott. Bill Knott's an interesting one, following a fairly solitary life up in Alaska. The beauty of that state he offers, along with his cat Daisy. Steak and Butter Gal, that's who she is. Not beef, butter, bacon, egg girl. Steak and Butter Gal, that's a great one off the top of my head. And then there are some other good channels of the food. Like if you get tired of just eating meat and eggs, there are a number of channels that show you how to be more creative in the kitchen, making bread, keto bread, pasta. I haven't really gotten too far into that, but I have tried making the bun out of egg whites and some, I think, beef gelatin, and they turned out actually pretty good. And it's kind of nice still to hold on to and make a proper what resembles a good hamburger, because the most important thing is the patty in between, a little bit of cheese, and then it's nice just to, that's just something that you kind of grew up with, is munching on a good hamburger in your hand, a hand burger. So, anyways, those are the three. So let's take a look at my metrics. So this is the InBody Fit app, and this today is November the 15th, and I stepped on the scale at 6:26 in the morning. So my weight actually went up. It went down, I believe, 2 days ago, and then now it's climbed. So from 2 days ago, the 13th, my last video, it was 91.3, and it went up 1.2. Now, again, I have been eating, not a whole heck of a lot, but I've eaten to where I'm not hungry. I'll just say that. So again, I kind of expect to go back up rather than down immediately, but I hopefully my body will become accustomed to the fat and the protein and start adjusting accordingly. The BMI this morning was 29.3, and that went up zero point 0.4. The skeletal muscle mass also went up 40.4 this morning, as opposed to 39.5 2 days ago. The basal metabolic rate also rose. It's 1895 this morning. And then the percent body fat is going down. And that I'm very happy to see. So although it's only 0.3, 0.4 from 2 days ago, it's going in the right direction. And the body fat mass also went down, be it 0.1 from 2 days ago, but it's going in the right direction. My visceral fat level is 1. And, oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking at waist hip. My visceral fat is 10, and that's maintaining from 2 days ago, and that's good because I started out at 11 and it kind of hung out at 11 for many days of my water fast. And now finally I dipped on the waist hip. So I'm down 0.02 from 15 days ago, and that one I'm very happy about. So the overall fit score, 777, that went up. I think that's the highest that it's been since I started this 15 days ago. So the numbers, I'm very pleased with them, and hopefully they continue in the right direction, because I am going to continue eating right and drinking plenty of water and getting exercise. So the visceral, let's just look at the bars real quick. Still over, and that's just how often I use the machine, which is 15 days straight. That's about it. I hope that if you are following along with the numbers, that you get a little bit of information about them. If you're interested in picking up one of these machines, mine is called InBody. My wife bought it here in Korea, but you can find them on Amazon, or if you have a nutrition type of fitness store in your area, ask them and ask them to try it out. Or if you have a gym, I have a gym here that has a more expensive, more advanced machine, and so I use that occasionally. I'll probably go back to the gym this weekend and use it again. So I'll try and share those numbers next week. So again, I'm only doing these carnivore videos 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then, so I'll take the weekend off from making a video. I want to get out actually making one of these videos. I'm thinking about the weather's been very nice. It's a beautiful day today. So I might get the GoPro out, take a nice long walk in the woods, and have a chat. And I'll put that into a different feed in my channel that's not necessarily related to carnivore solely. I will leave you with my final quote, and this is by the Dalai Lama, the 14th Dalai Lama. And I believe, anyways, you never know if these quotes are actually correct with who they credit it to, but regardless, I like the 3 R's, and number 1 is respect for self. And respect, that word in particular is my favorite word in the English language. I tell my students that on day 1 when I meet them is respect. Respect me, I respect you, respect your classmates. But most importantly, respect yourself. If you don't respect yourself, you can't respect other people. So first, respect yourself, then respect others, and by doing so, that respect will be returned to you. And then responsibility for all of your actions. The 3 R's, responsibility for your actions. We are responsible for what we do, how we treat others, and how we treat ourselves, and also what we put in here. So every day you pick that up, you pick something up, and it's like, well, if I eat this, am I respecting my body, my temple? And if the answer is no, then maybe you should put it back down and eat something that is appropriate, will make you feel better. And when you do feel better, respect will follow. But I also chose this quote, respect, is because I included my top 3, and I respect each and every one of those channels and the men that head those up. There are also many great channels that are done by women carnivore, and I'll probably make another video in the future, probably within this month, maybe the top 10. But again, it's growing. Last year, 5 years ago, very, very few. And these days, it's growing. It's growing, and I'm a testament to that. I'm making videos. I never really thought I would. I never thought I'd get online and talk about what I eat. But the fact is, it's so important to how I feel. And if there's just one person or 5 people that can relate or get help or motivation from my simple channel, then it's worth it. It's worth sitting in front of a camera for 30 minutes a day and doing very little editing and just posting it up there. And it's the butterfly effect. Dropping a pebble into the lake, the waves will go out and then they will come back. Reciprocation, just like respect. You give respect and it will come back to you. The universe shall provide. Until Monday, I will be posting on Monday, and that will be a good two days or so of some new metrics for you, and hopefully I'll have something, just another topic to talk about briefly. But until then, distilled water. I'll make a video about that too soon. Ciao for now.